Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review a film that came out this last weekend, Kong Skull Island. So this film is part of the new MonsterVerse brought on by Legendary Pictures, the follow-up to the 2014 Godzilla. It's directed by Jordan Vaught Roberts and has a ridiculously large cast of like 20-something characters, and overall it was a fun time watching a bunch of monsters fight each other and not a whole lot of character to go along with it. So, I guess just to start off talking specifically about the direction of this film, this is a very highly stylized film, and you can tell that from the trailers and how everything was put together. I think the direction in terms of pacing, I never once felt bored during the 2 hours. It has a very steady pace, and it really keeps up the momentum going out throughout the film. And from a visual perspective, how it's put together using slow motion and different kinds of shots and all how it's all put together, I think was really cool, and it was a unique looking film. And I thought that was really cool going along with the film and how the film progresses in terms of storytelling. There are certain cool parts on how they portrayed some exposition and stuff like that, including using a bunch of like cave paintings and stuff like that to portray a story being told by one of the characters. And overall, I think the direction was fine. Where this really faltered, I think, was when it comes to the writing. Before I move on from the actual visuals of the film, talking about the cinematographer Larry Fong, I thought the cinematography was really cool. It was very colorful and very visually stunning in a lot of points. There were some parts where the CGI felt a little awkward and felt like, those 3D shots. And it's just like, of course, this is for the 3D version. It's just like, why would that shot be in the movie otherwise? And then there were some other scenes where it was really heavily one of the human characters in front of a green screen, and you could really tell that it was fake. But overall, the visual effects in this were actually pretty awesome, and the actual monsters were really cool looking. Their designs were really cool. Kong looked amazing, and incorporating all the different kinds of monsters and looking into some of the backstory of some of the creations of these monsters and knowing where they got the influence of the design for these characters, these monsters, were actually pretty cool. And overall, it's a place where I would love to see more exploration in terms of other films. And the Muto, the actual monsters, were not the issue in this film. Getting to the writing, it's pretty streamlined story. It does kind of skate over like certain conflicts, and I feel like there's a couple of like hanging threads of character and actual subplots and stuff like that that I could have done without. I think this film would have benefited from streamlining the film and trimming it down. Now, the main focus and the big part of this film is indeed Kong, and when those scenes where Kong's in the film were awesome, a lot of the scenes where it was really relying upon character was really weak. And out of the 20 or so characters that are put into this film, and you see them semi regularly, only like 5 of them really stuck out to me. And in terms of characters, there's only one that really has a full character arc, and it was Captain Marlowe, the man who's lost on this island, aka John C. Reilly. And in terms of actual characters that really stuck out, were his character, Samuel L. Jackson's character, the slowly but surely, the colonel who can't live without war, and is slowly but surely creating his own war to keep his motivations going and keeping him from completely losing all purpose in life. Randa, the character played by John Goodman, for beginning parts of this film where it was a standout character, and then kind of completely glossed over and forgot about him. And then there's this one interaction of Shea Wingham and Jason Mitchell, who was from Straight Outta Compton, and their young, snappy dialogue character played by Jason Mitchell with the grizzled older soldier played by Shea Wingham, their back and forth was pretty cool, and I actually liked the dynamic. And really, who stole the show is John C. Reilly. And how he was put together in this film was what I wish the whole movie was. And Samuel L. Jackson did a really good job too. And I know some people think that his character goes a little too far. I don't think so. I think it's consistent with him slowly but surely kind of like going out there. But everyone else, for the most part, are kind of boring. And I'm really disappointed about Tom Hiddleston and Brie Larson because honestly, I wish they could have been cut completely out of this film. And the only reason Tom Hiddleston was there is because he's a tracker. They could have just been wandering aimlessly and probably would have found the same stuff that they found with him. So honestly, that was a little disappointing. They didn't really bring anything special to their characters. This movie had like 4 writers. Dan Gilroy was the big standout. The writing was definitely the weakness of this film. And in terms of the music, Henry Jackman's score for this film was actually really cool. It was very consistent with Godzilla from 2014. And you could definitely feel that these films were in the same kind of universe, and the music really helped with that. I thought it was a pretty cool soundtrack. Unfortunately, it does get overshadowed by the popular music, but I think the popular music really, really hits the vibe of where this film is, when it is, and the era and the attitude of the film. I thought that was really well done and put together. In terms of, say, looking at another big weakness of this film was the editing, and the editor was Richard Pearson. One thing that really bothered me in this film is that they edited it too choppily throughout the film, and there are certain things that were supposed to hit you, but they really didn't, because they either came out of nowhere and was uneven in terms of the tone and how it was put together, or they just kind of like glossed over it real quickly, and it's just like, okay, well, that came and went way too quickly for me to even get attached to that. And overall, this film, they incorporate some themes on really, really surface level. It's not a super deep film. Don't expect that going into this film. Overall, I thought that Kong Skull Island was some goofy fun. It was cool visually. It had some cool style, and it gives me enough that I hope to see more from it. It's kind of like where it's like you really enjoy the characters in the movie. You might not like the story, but you wish that you could have seen more of those characters in different situations. This film is, I really like Skull Island. The creatures were awesome. I wish there were some better characters to go along with that. That was one of the big things that I disliked about Godzilla as well, and I hope they work on that moving forward for the other monster movies that are coming, including Godzilla vs. King Kong. So overall, I'm going to give Kong Skull Island a B-. I think it was worth going to see. It was a fun time at the movies.